Just Poem 2, written by Carl Wendell Heinz Jr. There he stands, see, like a black ancient mariner, his wrinkled old face so full of the worries of living is turned downward with closed eyes, his frayed collar, faded blue old shirt turns. Dark with sweat, and the old necktie undone drops loosely about the own. Old jacket chest, barely holding his sagging stomach in. Yeah, his rundown shoes have paper in them, and his rough unshaven face shows pain in each wrinkle. But there he stands in self-brought solitude hid. Still down eyes, still closed ears, perked and trained upon the baseline, for across his chest lies an old alto saxophone supported from his neck by a wire coat hanger. Gently he lifts it now to parted lips, see to tell all the world that he is a black man. And he was sent here to preach the black gospel of Charles, now preaching it with words of screaming notes and chords. He is no longer a man, no, not even a black man, but yeah, a bird, one that gathers his wings and flies high, high, higher, until he flies away or come back to find himself a black man again. Now let us discuss Just Poem 2, written by Carl Wendell Heinz Jr. Like the ancient mariner in S.T. Coleridge's poem, the old jazz musician feels he has a message for the world. The poem Ancient Mariner has one of the dominant themes, that is all being and the things that are inhabited in this natural world have an inherent value and beauty, and that is necessary for human being to recognize this and respect all the life. The life of all the living beings is sacred and pious. Man is sinful creature, but redemption is possible if he penances his life, that is self-punishment. This theme in fact runs through the whole poem. The ancient mariner kills the albatross and commits and sin against the basic rule of life. But he then, after his terrifying experience, made him experience a change of heart and genuinely engage in penance for a sin. The ancient mariner's final word to the wedding guest teach human being the best lesson of life. He prayeth best who loveth best all things, both great and small, for dear God who loved us, he made and loved all. By this, the mariner educates one of the wedding guests about the importance of abiding laws of the god. Now, the ancient mariner is a preacher of mankind. As the ancient mariner, old jazz musician experiences bad instants in life. He is a pathetic figure, but at the same time, a commanding artist. He has the power in him to make people listen, a gift that not many possesses. He is silent in speech but eloquent in music. He was preaching with words by loud musical sound. In this poem, the poet describes the jazz musician in about 30 lines. Then the rest about his preaching. There he stands, see, like a black ancient mariner, his wrinkled old face so full of the worries of living is turned downward with. In above line, the poet asked us to see the black old jazz musician who stood at crest of the tallest hill looking like ancient mariner. He was old and had a wrinkled face. He had no interest in life. He was tired of living. His head was shrunk downward. Closed eyes, his frayed collar, faded blue old shirt turns dark with sweat, and the old necktie undone drops loosely about the own. The description about jazz musician is being continued. He had closed his eyes. He wore an old faded blue shirt that was dark with sweat. The tie was torn and was loosely tied. Old jacket just barely holding his sagging stomach in. Yeah, his rundown shoes have paper in them, and his the jacket was old and couldn't hold his sagging stomach. He wore a shoe which had paper inside. A rough, unshaven face shows pain in each wrinkle. But there he stands in self-brought solitude hid. In these lines, again his pathetic face is shown. His face was not shaved. One could see the pain in each wrinkle of his life. He stood in solitude, all alone. Still down eyes, still closed ears, perked and trained upon the baseline, for across his chest lies an old. He stood alone with his eyes down and eyes closed, but he was singing in low voice, which was lively and trained one. Across his chest he wore an old alto saxophone. Alto saxophone supported from his neck by a wire coat hanger. Gently he lifts it now to parted lips. See to. The old saxophone was hanging from his neck by a wire coat hanger. He gently lifts that saxophone to play with his parted lips. Tell all the world that he is a black man, that he was sent here to preach the black gospel of jazz, now preaching it with words of In a bold line, the old jazz musician wanted to tell that he was a black man. He had been sent here to preach the black gospel of jazz. Here, the black gospel of jazz referred to the music that written to express either personal or communal belief regarding African American Christian life, which was popular in the mid 20th century. Screaming notes and chords, he is no longer a man, no, not even a black man, but yeah, a bird, one that gathers his wings and flies high, high, higher until he flies away or come back to find himself a black man again. He was preaching with words by loud music sound. When he started to preach, he was transformed into a bird. That bird gathers its wings and flies high, high, higher until it flies. Otherwise, he would have come back to find himself a black man again. Thank you for watching Jazz Poem 2.